What's going on, lads and lasses? Welcome back to 100% Mags. So, of course, this is yet another video on the channel today, and of course, we're going to be talking about the comments made by none other than Steve Agnew. Of course, him and Stephen Clements are finally gone from the club, as Eddie Howe has now brought in his backroom staff from, of course, his Bournemouth days. And of course, the comments made by Agnew. Let's start with that. Of course, the comments made by Agnew were not great. Clearly, it shows, what was going on at the club when Steve Bruce was the manager there. And of course, you can see, by them comments that they were not doing much at all. The comments, of course, will be up on screen, but I'll also read them out. And of course, Agnew said to say there were too many days off or that players got off lightly is out of order. Whenever we did give them time off, it was only after taking advantage from the sports, taking advice from the sports scientists, which that's quite questionable, to be honest. We put in the hours, we worked tirelessly. That sounds like a penned statement, to be honest. And I've got to say, it's not a very good pen statement by him. Probably by a lawyer, for him, to be honest. And it's not great. Clearly, they weren't doing great stuff at the club. You could see they were having a lot of days off. There was like 2 to 3 days off before a match. After a match, you would usually have seen when Rafa was there as manager, you would have seen the players back in training the very next day after a match to work, ahead for the next match. But, when Steve Bruce was there, we didn't see any of that. There was 2 to 3 days off before a match. Then, after a match had played, there was another 2 to 3 days off. So they were maybe training maybe 1 to 2 days, before a game. They were having maybe 1 or 2 training days leading up to games, after games, so the fitness levels had to be pretty shit, you've got to admit. And, talking about that, of course, we've seen Callum Wilson come out in the Chronicle, of all places, and have an exclusive interview with them, talking about, of course, Eddie Howe, but also there was talk in there as well about, of course, what was pretty much going on, to be honest, with the previous setup in Bruce, Agnew and Clements. And of course, Wilson said, to play a certain style of play, you have to cope with the demands of that training, and we want to play attacking football. There will be a lot more pressure on the ball, and we will play further up the pitch. And then, of course, he went on to say, to do that, you need to train this way intensely. And to train that way, you have to improve your fitness levels. So, of course, again, obviously the fitness levels were quite bad under Steve Bruce. And for us, we have had a style of play where we have not had much of the ball and sat back more again, obviously referring to, again, Steve Bruce with his very defensive style of play. And, of course, the very much lack of players having any fitness at all, really, to talk of, so you get to a certain level of fitness. And from what has been said, from what we've heard from Eddie Howe coming in, they did a bleep test, 6-minute bleep test. Callum Wilson talked about his course as well in the exclusive interview with the Chronicle. And of course, they did a 6-minute bleep test to test the fitness of the players. Clearly, Eddie Howe wasn't quite happy with the fitness of the players at this point. He was expecting the players to have a much higher level of fitness, and obviously that isn't the case. So I'm guessing, the fitness levels are somewhere probably matching to more a Championship, maybe League One, League Two level, which obviously isn't great. We want Premier League fitness levels, and you have to have Premier League fitness levels if you're playing in the Premier League, of course, that's obvious. So hopefully, we can see Eddie Howe is improving the team as we get closer and closer to the game against Brentford. There's been a lot of improvements. He's got them training more intensely, like Callum Wilson's just said in his exclusive interview. In one of his comments, he said that they're training more intensely. So clearly, that is going to work, and we're seeing on his first day of training as well. Eddie Howe, on a video that Newcastle put out, that you've seen the likes of John Joe Shelby resting up against training equipment because he was that tired off of the training. He's pushing the players through the paces. Of course, we've seen him in the footage as well. Drop his whistle at one point after blowing, to stop the players and say, this is a different style. It's not criticism, and clearly there's a lot of intensity going on at the moment with the training, and hopefully that all plays out and helps with to push them fitness levels up, push with performance up as well by quite a lot, because we need to get the first win of the season. I'm guessing, hopefully it will be against Brentford. But let us know your thoughts down in the comments below about everything said in today's video. Hit that subscribe button if you can as well. Hit the like button as well. And we're getting pretty close to that 700 subscriber milestone. So if we can get there, that would be absolutely amazing. And of course, there'll be another video out on the channel today, and that will be, of course, to talk about the Brentford game, which will be the preview for that game. There's also another video that was out on the channel today as well, which is talking about Gary Hoffman's resignation from the Premier League, or sacked, if you will, from the Premier League. So go check that one out. I'll put it in a card up here. Until next time, I'll see you all later, and holla the lads.